Alright. Well, here we are for another video like this. Apparently they're quite popular. Yeah, I'm heading out west, at least down Pretoria Strat, towards, that's currently Steve Beacope line right there. It's a small little playground. It's actually quite big, but anyways, yeah, I had really no idea where I was going, so there's gonna be a lot of cuts. Because I basically went to a location, looked on the map, and basically chose another vector. And so there isn't, yeah, it looks like I chose a whole path when I started, but there's also a lot of bumpy around because I'm going into more cobblestone area, brick for pathways instead of, smooth path like right here where it's been redone. But this is more of a video to actually show that this is not actually a lockdown. I call it a lockdown. I call it a soft lockdown. I call it a social distancing lockdown. The closest thing to a lockdown is the fact that bars and restaurants and all that stuff are closed. And I completely understand. I agree with the government's decision to do this. But we are not locked in our apartment, obviously. But yeah. This is the main road, Vierbautstraat. And, yep, I've decided I'm going to go over to where I had in the video yesterday, where I was vlogging at the very end along the Amstel. And I was like, okay, well, let's head over here. People out walking babies, zip underneath the railroad tracks here. Funky little S-curve. But there is and is not a lot of people. At this time of day, on a Friday, there should be a lot more people out enjoying their time. But the fact is, there's still a lot of people actually out doing things, so it's not like it's a ghost town like many people have been showing off in the United States, like Times Square and commuter bridges and stuff. But yeah, and now we're going over the Amstel. And, yeah, cars. This is what the tram went across yesterday. Made the loud boom. Trying to maintain social distancing. Probably could have parked, would have been more often right next to her, but gotta keep the distances. And so there was a little bit of a break there because we got there right as the light changed, so I was like, don't really want to do this because I know that light is long. But anyways, we're heading down. The tram 12 goes on the left side. But there's a lot more bikes sitting at home than there would be. Yep. Waiting for the light. I usually let the scooters go ahead because they have much more acceleration. But sometimes they don't have that great of acceleration. And my bike, yeah. Sometimes I worry my legs are way too strong to be riding a bike after a fashion because I have a lot more oomph. But yeah, and so I decided that there was like a Y in the road, so I took a right rather than take a left, which goes straight down to the convention center. And I figured I'd show off just this little quaint part. It's, again, more tram on the left, big ol' center divide between these two streets. But, see, people are still doing construction. They're still moving stuff, still parked, they're still having their jobs. You'll see later in the video that there's a lot more people out and about doing things. This is kind of a neighborhood area and a main commuter route, so I think usually I cut out the pausing for the lights because they can take a long time, but it allows you guys to see the life of the city in these trying times that People are still going about their normal business. But being a resident here, it is definitely dampened from what it usually is. Fridays, I'm either going swimming or going out for a bike ride in between my football practices, and yeah, that's I probably yeah. I take a little bit more chances now on a bike, but zoom, heading down towards Rye because I knew that this road went down there. And again, we're just looking at more residential. It's kind of hard to tell because zoning here is not the same as it is in the States, per se. But right in front of us, right in front of me, push the button, and is Rye Convention Center. It's, you'll see on the right side of the camera, on the right side of the screen, the whole entryway is, because I'm going to take a left here, and then you'll see on the right side, there's just nothing going on. And like I said, people are out biking, people are out having fun in the little play places in the Spiel towns, but Spiel towns, I'll get the words eventually. But yeah, it's not really, there's just nobody. Like that, this would probably be a prime weekend for a convention to be happening. I don't know if there was one scheduled or not. Yeah, people are still parking their bikes because either they still have to work in there or they park across the way. I don't really know. We're coming up upon my first major camera cut because I stop up at this corner and figure out where I'm going, and also there's a Pokestop right here, so I dink around and do a little bit of that and switch out eggs. But once I get done with that, I restart the camera and I realize I'm just going to keep going south. I'm going to go by the Rye NS and Metro station. And this is where I've met a lot of my teammates and stuff when they come and pick me up to take me to practice or a game. So yeah, if you guys ever hear that, 10 a.m. at Rye, that's exactly where I'm going. Had to pass because I didn't want to I haven't had the issue where my bike gets stuck in a tram track, but I didn't want to have the chance there, so I just slowed down and waited. This is actually a main road. To the left side is Amstel Park. It's Aaron and I went there once for a Pokemon Community Day. I think it was a Community Day. I don't know which one. But this is heading towards where Aaron had his game at one time. I believe that was most recently. Seems like it's been forever. But I like the fact that all the trees lean one direction. I wish the camera was a little bit more stable. I have some suspicions that maybe I'll attach it to I have a shoulder strap. Maybe I'll put that over and whatnot. Push the button. But all the trees lean kind of one direction. It gives you this tunnel effect. And yeah, we're heading down towards that area where Aaron had his game down in Jout, and we took the big long bus, and then I walked back through Amstel Park. It was a really weird vlog before game day, I believe. And yeah, there's really just not much here. I'm just gonna quiet and let you listen to the music as you watch this. For those of you that are kind of wondering, yes, sorry, I did actually look both ways. The camera is attached to the handlebars, so you can't see my head looking back and forth, back and forth, back and forth on that intersection to make sure that I was not going to get hit by a car. But yeah, we're heading up to the big roundabout and another cut happening in here, and roundabout's a okay gym, so I just take time here and figure out where I'm going. And I found out that if I go around the roundabout, I can go to the south side of Amstel Park, and I'll head over towards the Reichsmollen, I believe is what it was called. Aaron and I hit that Pokestop while we were at the park because we were able to get out there. I did not notice this until the very end, I noticed it right now, but the gate into the park is atypical. It kind of twists rather than opens, and it looked fun. But that was the Reichsmollen right there. And now we're moving on to a bike pedestrian path. The wind here got unnaturally powerful in my face, so I was down in a drastically lower gear, pushing along, trying to get up this wind. Folks are out biking, folks are out running. I know the comments recently have been talking about, this isn't a lockdown. Yeah, I know it's not a lockdown. I go to the bakery every day, except for, on Sundays. Just got, some people jog on the left because that's kind of, that's the weird etiquette thing, is that pedestrians are supposed to go against the flow of traffic and bikes are supposed to go with the flow of traffic, but this is a pedestrian walkway, so it kind of, it seems weird to me that the pedestrians would be on the opposite side. I'm not necessarily sure. It's a freeway up there on that overpass. We're still going up the outer side of Amstel Park. I've basically circumnavigated it. There is a left pathway that will take me up to that freeway bridge, but I didn't want to take it, so I'm just going to go this way and we'll swing back around, keep following the Amstel River. For those of you that say, oh, such a trashy town, look at all that graffiti. Yeah, no, trust me, it's not that bad. It's one of the things, and I don't know enough of the regulations around here or whatnot, but it definitely, it feels like, at least in Amsterdam, that they are doing a little bit more to let nature kind of do its thing. They don't necessarily go out and mow everything all the time. Nothing has to look like Pleasantville suburbia. And because they've got way more street sweepers out, but that's just in the streets. They've got a lot more walking paths and nature byways and stuff. And yeah, I don't really know, like I said, I don't know what the regulations are, but to many folks in the States, this place looks dirty and unkempt, and to me it looks like someone isn't being hyper-neurotic and trying to keep everything, keeping up appearances. A large amount of people dinking around and exercising in the park to the left. Quickly read a sign about barbecues, but I'm not sure if anybody's actually barbecuing out. But yeah, I ended off the video yesterday talking about that I hope the town gets more life and the river gets its life back in the summer when we have drastically nicer weather and people are not afraid or being cautious of the virus. We still have much more of the video left. I know it sounds like I'm getting to the end. Was not actually expecting to record this much. I was expecting the camera to actually die somewhere here in the next kilometer or so, but it just kept going. And I was not going to turn that down, especially when I get back into town. I will be actually crossing the bridge that I crossed before. You can see down in the lower left that I have with the path that I took. It looks like a figure 8, it kinda, but there's no crossing. If that makes any sense, it's not an infinity symbol. They just, yeah. The choke point comes really close to each other. I mean, I do cross the same bridge, but I don't actually cross my path. That's a topology joke, I guess. And this kind of sucks. I personally do not like riding on the left side of the street overall, because it just seems like I'm going against traffic, but there's massive construction going on the right side for at least the bike lane. They may be repaving stuff and redesigning, but as you can see coming up here, it's like, it just looks and feels like I'm going the wrong way, and it kind of, I am like holding my anxiety breath, if that says anything. And I'm just like, please don't hit me, please don't hit me. But, you know, and then like, yeah. I know that I'm not like the fattest of people and can squeeze through areas, but it still makes me nervous. Yeah. You can also tell that this corner was not designed for people to be coming up from that direction to take a right. Anyways. But yeah, there's the, green. Now we're going back across the bridge. There's a very large coffee shop coming up on the right. Yeah, I make sound effects. Nobody's in it. This bridge is the bridge that the trains go on going north out of Amstelstation, which will be on the right. Once we come underneath all these various bridges, it's NS, Metro, NS, Amstel Station to the right. The big building in front of you is Amstelgebouw. That's where Aaron, when we talk about Aaron going to work at Amstel, that's the building he's in. He's actually over on the right side where it says Tribes over the front of the bus, but it's still the giant building. At this point, what I was going to do is I was going to go down the back side of the building and head over to like the park and Frankendale, but then I was like, no. Yeah, little hairpin turn there, slow down. Remember, this is at twice speed. I'm not actually rocketing around corners this fast, but this is the little tunnel and the walkway that Aaron and I went to for like a week while we were staying at the hotel directly in front of us with all the little skinny windows. Yeah, that's the Casa Hotel. I came by to see if anybody was like staying in it, but yeah, no, nobody's really staying in it. It's a bit awkward, you know. I wonder, I know one of my friends says that his hotel is closing as of like Sunday, and that's probably the last of the guests. But if you guys remember a long time ago when I would take the phone out and I'd vlog along the canal, that's the walking path up the hill on the left side. This is the bike path on the bottom. This actually goes all the way from Vibatstraat over to Linnaeusstraat as a full, see, there's the 37. This is about the time we would be hitting the button so we can get off at Krugerplein. I've been told that that's not exactly Krugerplein because it's named after someone in South Africa. And they don't necessarily have the same G that the Dutch do, but it's similar because it's Afrikaans and not Dutch. Anyways, but yeah. As you can see up on the left side, that's kind of the southern side, southeastern side of my neighborhood. Again, as you've noticed, there are people out. But as of this time that I'm going down this right now, there would be, you couldn't see anything. I'd be in a swarm of bikes. This is kind of the time where people would be getting out of school and leaving work on the early to get home for Friday stuff. I always give the older folks that are really struggling on their bike a bit of a leeway and try not to push them into doing anything because they're doing their best. And I commend them for being out there and doing their stuff. This is Hema. We're getting back into, I mean, this is my neighborhood. This is Suffolk over there. Fabo's on the left. So is Domino's. There's my street. Yeah, a little tooth gritty here. You'll see. Yep. Yeah, I was hoping you guys could hear some of my stuff, but with the case around the phone. Anyways, I'm going crazy. That's my parking spot. Catch you guys later.